Some people have been asking, Corinne, if you're changing the direction of your brand, if you're changing the conversation, are you not going to be talking about labor and birth anymore? And no, far from it, actually. This does not mean that I am excluding the birth conversation. It means I'm expanding the birth conversation to just a larger perspective. I really see so many parallels between the labor and birth field and what's happening in the world right now. And I wanted to create a little video to kind of draw some of those parallels and show you why it was so easy for me, based on what I was doing before, to slip into what I'm doing now. I actually feel like labor and birth is where I got my start in spirituality, truly. Like, it is such a profound experience. It requires so much faith and so much trust and so much depth and so much personal work and difficulty that you have to go through in order to have this natural birth. As a labor doula, and even with myself, when I would see women in labor, in transition, in the pushing phase, they had this wild, intense, and passionate and tapped in, tuned in, turned on kind of energy with them that it makes them almost sparkle. Like, it's just like the most beautiful thing to witness a woman being like that. And it's kind of like, wait, what is that? What is that experience that I'm seeing? I want some more of that. It's like a spiritual pilgrimage, honestly, a labor is. You know, you're testing yourself at the deepest, most difficult physiological process that the body is to go through. You are never more closely, more intricately embracing with nature than when you are bringing forth the next generation of a species, then the offspring, right? That is the whole purpose of life, is this procreation. And so it's a very, like, the magic of it, the physiology of it, the nature of it, the universe, the God, the source, the divine of it is so inspiring. And that's really what got me on this path. When I think back to my ecstatic birth experience, I mean, I still get goosebumps. I still get tingles for how powerful I felt and how magnificent the whole experience, but also like the physiological process of my body, like it went off without a hitch. There was absolutely no hiccups whatsoever. It was just like, like dominoes. And I really just had such a deep faith and trust in nature and in this process when it's undisturbed, when you understand how to optimize it and work with it, avoid unnecessary medical interventions. And when you do all of that, you're setting yourself up, you're protecting your energy, you're protecting your birth space. And within there, you feel completely free. And that's when the body is able to take over and do its thing. And you literally bloom like a flower. And I feel the same is true for spirituality. You have to really take control. You have to take responsibility for every aspect of your life. You have to protect your energy so that you can focus yourself inward so that you can bloom. And that ecstatic experience, those goosebumps, that giddiness, that talking a mile a minute, absolute gibberish, just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. That is the highest vibration I really feel like I've ever been. And how interesting, if you think about, you know, the grand purpose and perspective of all of this, to make the most spiritual, the most delicious and spectacular experience to be immediately after giving birth. Right? It's like, yes, you want to propagate the species. You want things to grow and flourish and continue on. And so, I don't know, just Mother Nature is so freaking fabulous and brilliant. I'm actually feeling like our planet is undergoing a bit of a birth right now. We are in labor, you guys. And it's not easy. And that is the messy, uncomfortable, painful, intense experience that we are going through right now. We are birthing a new paradigm. And this is the uncomfortable process of paradigm shifts, right? This is the uncomfortable birthing, I feel like right now we are in transition, even though it fucking sucks and it's so hard and it hurts so much. The good thing is, you know that you're close when it's this intense, right? Things are speeding up, you're getting so much closer. And that's really what I feel like is going on in our society as a whole right now, is that we are moving to a higher level of consciousness where it's a paradigm shift. We're moving into 5D consciousness, which is a higher vibration than 3D consciousness, which is a lower vibration. And I'm going to make an entire video or 10 all about that. But really, my point here is we know that there will be a resolution. We know that there will be a revolution. We know that the truth has a way of coming to light. You cannot hide it, right? Especially as the vibration of the planet increases, the lie becomes more and more obvious because it's so far away from what we know to be true. And this is why there's so much censorship, right? I'm going to make videos on that as well, censorship. This is why that's happening. It's because they can't have people hearing the truth because they will be able to discern that the narrative is a lie. A big part of a spiritual awakening is understanding the propaganda and understanding the programs that are being instilled in the masses in order to make them easier to control. And this is true in labor and birth as well, right? There's been programming, there's been propaganda. We've seen that. I wrote about it in my book. There's the whole history about the whole smear campaign against midwives and how hospitals were having women come in and knocking them unconscious with twilight sleep and basically forcibly removing their babies from their bodies. And sometimes they were unconscious for a day or more. Very barbaric, inhumane things, but it was all a big medical experiment and a big pharmaceutical hospital system marketing scheme. It was to increase profits. It was to make money on a process that, oh my God, look, it's happening. Everybody's having babies. How can we profit off this? How can we make some money? We are in the process of discovering that, of waking up, of birthing a new level of consciousness. And that's what I'm here to assist in. The labor and birth conversation, as well as the spirituality conversation, also both lend themselves nicely into the medical freedom conversation, which is also something I'm extremely passionate about because that's what I talk about in labor and birth, right? It's avoiding unnecessary medical interventions. It's protecting your autonomy. It's informed consent. It's all of these things. And so that is also translating to what is happening right now and how to protect yourself, how to advocate for yourself, and how to go against the grain. Unfortunately, we natural mamas are being forced to once again now stand up in a much bigger way against this medical machine that is trying to monetize us and disempower us over our own bodies. And resisting that medical machine requires spiritual strength. It requires resiliency. It requires personal power, having your power intact, not giving your power away, right? And that is all also true in labor and birth as well. So you see how nicely it all fits together and how I really have no choice but to speak up about this and to teach about this and to shed light on this, because from where I'm standing, it's the most obvious shit in the world. I really feel like I can help to plant seeds, or if the seed has already been planted, to water that seed, or if that seed is already sprouting, to shine a light and grow your awareness about actually, factually, what is going on in our world right now. I'm exploding with ideas and things that I want to share with you because there are so many parallels that I'm just so excited to draw together. So absolutely, no, this does not mean the end of the birth conversation. I'm a birth junkie at heart. I mean, that conversation is woven into my soul, but now my soul has other things that they want to add to the conversation. And I'm just here as a channel to bring that forth. So let's do this. So if you like this video, holy cow, hang on to your hat because there's so much more coming down the pipe. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell because then you'll know when I post a new video. And also make sure you like and comment below so that the algorithm will pick me up and share me with all kinds of other people as well. Thank you so much for watching. I know you're a busy mama. I know you got 100 things to do. So it means the world to me that you spent this time with me. Stay tuned for lots more and I'll see you on the next video.